I called Lon yesterday about the valve thing. He said that he doesn't know if it's in, but he will call whoever and
Okay.
check and see if it's in and get back to me. So I'll give him till the end of the month. If I don't hear from him, I'll call him again. Pronto Construction fixed the ceiling in the men's bathroom down there under the grandstand. They did a fantastic job. You can't even tell anything was ever done wrong. It was great. So I asked him about the holes in the, for the Quonset. And he said that, yeah, we can go check that, or they did check it out. He said they'd get to it either the end of this week or next week.
Okay,
So I said, okay, that would be great, because Wyatt, we ain't got time. So with, the fair board's okay to do the trees and the hydrants and stuff, is it okay that I call Cliff and
yeah.
tell him to go ahead and do, okay. Also, we were talking about and that was
And
at the
just so
other fair
that-
board meeting.
Just so that Justina knows, when you do the claims for that work, it gets charged against the ARPA $29.90, or it's $29.91 or $29.90, maybe Justina.
We can get that all.
So we spend the ARPA money.
And just since we're talking about it, I just wanna put in that I called and talked to Timmy Joe or Timmy Sue, whatever, or she called me back about the sanitation thing that we have in Lewistown. That's all they had.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's enough down there to warrant getting them digitized.
Okay,
There's a program, I talked to the sanitarian Barb Kingery, who's getting ready to retire. Central Montana Health District does have a program that has them all, and they're working on getting it to all the counties. So I just
so
don't
they're
think we
already
should,
digitized. It's
yeah, I
a
just don't think we need to
Spend the money.
spend that money. Nope, I don't.
No,
So I will
just have to-
contact Peter Fox.
Just gotta figure out different place to store it.
We don't have any different places. We're
Wow.
running out of room.
Well, I mentioned to Lori again this morning, she certainly don't want it in her building.
I don't blame her.
She
Because
wants that
we,
safe out to us, we'll take the safe out.
Yeah,
You wanted that, didn't you?
safe, and then which one is it?
The one we took out of that storage building
Oh,
out
way
here.
over there.
It's over in her way.
Can it be
Probably
recycled?
it is.
Huh?
Can the metal be recycled?
Yeah, probably. It's not a heavy duty safe. I was surprised when I moved a lot of safes, and that one you can pick up.
Yeah, we were able to move it.
So
okay,
it's not,
so we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
Angie get back to her thing. I just, before
Yeah,
I
just so you know,
forgot.
all
Yeah.
of these expenses, Pronto and everybody, if you get them to Justina, they'll go against the ARPA.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
So I
you gotta
did-
get rid of that.
Trees.
okay, from now on.
Yeah,
Okay.
trees, and so we won't be tapping into you guys' cash for some of this maintenance stuff until, especially the one, anything to do with water. And then actually, in order to get that ARPA money spent, we might wanna expedite getting railroad ties or whatever,
Okay, so
and the
that's what I
Jersey
was gonna
barriers
ask
and all
you.
that stuff, so we get that before December 31st.
Okay, so I did look into, I called on the railroad ties, and then we talked about it at our first fair board meeting without Brian and Brian. And we thought maybe, I don't know how many are you thinking we?
Well, somebody's gonna have to lay out for each station,
It's gonna take quite a few.
maybe, it might be 3 per each. Do you
I would
think?
say 4,
I'd
because
say
you're gonna have to
4.
have
Two
2
on
of
each
Yeah,
them
you
side,
just-
maybe?
on each side. So there'd be
Yeah, but
4 per.
so you got a
So-
station here and you got a station here. So maybe you've got one, I see. See, I was thinking you might,
Share one.
2, 3, 2, 3, 3 or 4, maybe 4 times 24? Or unless you're thinking you might need a couple, 2 per station. It's either 1 per station or 2.
We'll
1 per
have to
station
see.
plus 1.
We'll have to see how how it matches. We might have to go down there and take a look at that
Yeah.
with the distance.
So if we go get like 6 or 8 and kinda use them to
To
As
mix
a-
them,
as
just,
a-
yeah, that would
see
tell us
how
where
to
it
set
goes.
them
You bet, you bet.
Yeah,
That's
that would be
smart.
great.
Okay,
Are you
So-
gonna get them out of Joliet or wherever?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's the only place, I called 3 different places and
They got
Joe
the best
doesn't have
prices.
any more, Gebhardt's don't have that type of thing. And then so, over there by Joliet, she said, yeah, she's got 2 different ones. So I explained to her what, and she said, well, I would recommend these. I think they're like $7 a piece.
Yeah, they'll have a way better price than anybody else.
Yeah,
so
okay.
you should-
I think they're
So I'll
25
see
in a bundle.
If Reed wants to go
Yeah.
over with me one day.
Yeah, and you might just get a bundle, like I said,
Oh.
I think there's 25 and then you can.
Oh, yeah?
So, and you'll either go
Okay.
3 deep or 4 deep, 1 per station, 2 per
We'll
station.
figure it out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Okay,
really
yeah,
think that.
If we got them there, we can mess around and see how they work.
Yeah,
Chris had some good ideas too on that, and he's making progress too, so that'd be great.
Yep. Florin and I are gonna get together next week.
Oh,
He's done out of town this
All
weekend.
that water
He'll be
stuff.
here, and then I'll ask him about the gravel and the water lines, digging us a couple more.
You mean like gravel for each station? Okay,
But just where
To
the
the back
camper
end, yeah.
parks, right?
yeah, and then maybe that's what gets outlined by the railroad ties, you know?
That's what I
Yeah,
was
that's
thinking
what
you
you
guys were
want.
thinking,
That's
yeah.
perfect, that's excellent.
Okay, so I can, explain that to him also. And then the hydrants, I looked into the hydrants and I got different prices and all that kind of stuff too, so when it comes to doing that, I'll get that to you too. There was a few old tents down there with the stakes and all that, they were like hunting camp tents. Levi Hirschberger was gonna pick them up and he never has, they've been out in the weather, I think, for 2 years now, cause he's never got them. I called him 2 or 3 times
Yeah.
and he never did get back to me. So Rob Barr, his wife is Kathy, she's the president of the Ridge Riders, he came and got them the other day. I said, I don't know about them tents, they're full of mice and everything else before they even brought outside, and they've been out in the weather, but
Mm.
he does something with a hunting camp, I said, okay.
Alright, good.
Oh, and then I had on there permission for me and Reed to sign claim forms, which I guess we kinda do anyway. I don't remember why I put that on there, other than the fact that for the Fair Board, Brian and Brian didn't make it in very often,
Yeah,
so we just needed another signature, but we can bring him in here too.
Yeah, and I think the right way to do that, obviously, we wouldn't have an issue with that. The right way to do that, though, is that the board gives you guys permission, the fair board gives you
Right.
permission.
Right, and so we talked about it, but then on the one line, I think, either the president or vice president was supposed to sign it, and he'd been there for a couple months, so.
I
But if
would,
we get Wyatt in there, he'll be there all the time.
I would consider the department head for that. Where you answer to the board, but you're the department head, you
I
sign
don't know why you
claims.
couldn't sign them.
You should
Yeah.
sign claims, that's the way I see it.
And you're the one recommending payment and all that stuff.
And then
It's all on you.
they vote on it at
Did
the
it?
meeting. They say, hey, you know,
Oh,
we
okay.
approve it. See?
Right, okay, and that's kinda how we've been doing it and stuff, and I try and let you guys know. So then I've also been working on bylaws for the Fair Board.
You excellent.
And then maybe, the new fees. Like
Excellent.
if you wanna rent the barn or you wanna.
And also be
whatever.
thinking of those camping stations.
Yeah,
You might, now, maybe the research there is to call another county. I think Lewistown has, and kind of get a feel for that, you know, what they charge. It's probably a lot. It may not be, you know.
Start high and go down.
Well, when I camp at camping spots, the ones on the fairground side with full hookups, okay, at a KOA we stayed in, we were car camping, no hookup, period, $55 a night.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
expensive.
But
Where, is that here in Montana?
that was in South Dakota. But that's how they are usually. I
Yeah.
mean, if you have full hookups, or
Yeah,
at
then
least
they don't
water
have-
and electric, you know.
I would say a good 40 to 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$50.
Yeah. But a primitive, like over in the fairground or the campground area, cowbells, I mean, the most we've ever paid is $12.
Somebody threw out
Maybe 20.
$25.
Maybe 20.
But, you know, related to that, we want it affordable, but you know, if you really do, if you're really camping and you do, like, I've done it twice, went to the Billings camp, it's $141 a night.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Bozeman one, and it was like 200 and something. And so, it's like, you could really charge a lot, but then nobody'd use them. But if you make them affordable,
We just don't want people thinking they can live down there.
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
and we don't wanna lose money on the water.
Right.
Or the power, you know.
Well, I mean, I'm not even talking about the side that has the water or the power.
The
Because
cowbells,
I don't
I
have to
would
worry
say
about
at least $20.
I would say, yeah, maybe.
Or is that too low even?
No, I was thinking too high.
Not bad.
What do you
Take a
think, wait, for
$20 bill.
cowbells?
I think for cowbells, it should be like 10. But,
You call that primitive camping?
Yes,
yeah.
that's,
Okay, I
That's
like
good.
it.
if there's just, I mean, some places, they don't even have a bathroom. You know, you gotta figure it out. But a lot of them have bathrooms, just like Cowbells does, in the, you know, in the season. It has a bathroom, so at least they're not using the ground, or, you know, whatever. But, and that's been, at the most, 20. And if, you know, of course, if you're a veteran, if you're a senior, you know, you get different. There's a whole setup that they have, like at Martinsdale, you know, I mean, it's,
So when you go to Martinsdale, who do you give your money to, or
okay,
it's just a donation?
that's another thing. No, it's not
Yeah.
a donation. You
Okay.
have to, there's a sign that says what it is. There's a wooden thing that opens up and there's a ticket. It's an envelope that you can close. They put their money in there, they put their information in there, their driver's license, or their vehicle
Vehicle.
license. And then part of it comes off and you hang it on your rear view mirror, put it in your thing, and then you put the money in a locked box,
Well,
right,
it's an
right,
honor
all together. Well, it's an honor system,
kind
yeah,
of
but
like
if you
going-
have somebody checking it, I mean, and we've been
Yes.
checked numerous times by Fish, Wildlife and Parks.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I can't even count how many times.
so it works.
We should be doing that here.
So
We should.
could Fish, Wildlife and Parks come and check
I doubt
these
it.
people? Okay.
I doubt it.
Okay.
Well,
Because-
actually, for the fairgrounds, we should check our people.
Right.
And for the campground, we should check them,
Yeah.
if we're gonna go that way. But they're designated spots too. So like with the designated means it has a number and it has a fire ring.
Oh,
Which you get a bunch of river rock, make a bunch of fire rings down there.
Yeah, that's the other project is like picnic tables and fireplaces for fire.
Not necessarily picnic tables, you know, I mean, a lot of places
Okay.
we've been to, they don't have picnic tables. They just have a fire ring, so.
I can imagine if you had a few of those down there with, you know, these rodeo events and whatnot, and people camping,
Oh,
and
yeah.
kind of make it kind of fun. You know?
Right.
Oh, yeah, big old party down there. You know, Joe and I, when we're on our side by side, we just go on little rides and we drive through the fairgrounds all the time. And a lot of times I've seen like the Russells, Justin and his wife and family and their friends and about 15 kids just running around like crazy. And I know that my children go down there all the time and camp.
Yeah.
But it's a donation thing. I'm sure they donate, you know, but I think that I've always thought it
something
would
like
be
that would be,
a really good thing
Excellent.
to just, you know, get a lock box.
Yeah.
Something that you can open up without having to
Yeah,
take your pants off to it.
and check, you know, and we could check with Eagle Printing or whoever, here, if somebody here in town does that. For the little envelopes, you know, just,
Yeah, well,
name-
envelopes and tags.
The other thing before I forget it, is we do wanna somehow get locks on those hydrants. You know, I tried to find the kind, the U type, and it's too wide, you mentioned maybe a cable kind or something, but we are gonna, Chris Kurt was down there, he said, yeah, you guys are gonna have to deal with that.
Okay.
He thinks people are sometimes going down there and getting water and that's.
I know people are going down there now and getting
Yeah.
water.
And then the last thing we need to figure out about is, what's
Well,
that?
Now
okay,
it's
it
shut
might
off.
not be now, but
But didn't we tell
Before.
them not
Yes,
to shut
before.
everything off?
I don't remember how that conversation ended.
So the water is shut off at the hydrant?
Well, I'd have to
I
ask.
don't know.
Okay.
and over on the other
Let's go
side,
turn one on.
what,
The other side,
Thomas?
probably yes, because I think that has to do with like the west end of the grandstand over
Right,
is all on one water line or whatever you call it, and he shut that off.
yeah, cause when we were there with Matt Smith, we showed him which served what. And
Yep, and he didn't do anything with the west side until what Matt, visited and tried to figure out what to do with that.
Well, that's kind of, you could flip a coin. You don't
Right.
need to for freeze protection, but the water bill keeps going, you know, so.
Well, and when I said something to Lon, he says, well, you guys aren't gonna get charged now anyway. And I don't know what that meant. If we're not gonna have a water bill because we shut the water off, but you're still gonna get that monthly
Sorry.
service charge or whatever that is.
Convenience charge.
Yeah, so I was kinda working on that too. I've got a few months worth of water bills and looked at it, and it's like it goes from $1,200 and some dollars to $1,300 and some dollars. So if your monthly, bill or service fee, whatever you call it, is $1,100, so then $100 and some dollars is your actual
Usage.
water usage. So that would make more sense to me than, you know, 1,300, we don't use any water, you know?
Yes, yes.
And then only, you know, the summer months, if that, there's not much water use down there. Now there might be with the new camping spots
Well,
and
keep
stuff,
in mind, there's a
but,
fill station down there now too.
and that too, when it gets running, but, I mean, these last few months, well, since they put the new water line, or the new water in, it's like, oh my gosh, we don't use
That's why I
use
was
that
so
much water in
That's why I was so upset. I
It's
said, Laura,
July
that was-
is when the water gets used.
those lines were sized for future expansion and peak demand. And now you're charging us a service fee. It doesn't matter, that's apparently how they do it. But when we go to a 3-inch, the issue is, do you want a 3-inch meter or a 2-inch meter? You know, you may not even need a 3-inch. But it should drop the fee considerably from 1,100 or 1,070, you know, I'm thinking it'll put it in the $800 or $900 a month. We'll see, but
That's still ridiculous.
That's right.
But it's not, I was mad at the city, it's not the city, that's coming from the regional Central Montana Regional Water, they're just passing that along, you know, and so, and apparently it's all kosher, you know, they've got boards and they're under the public service, you know, they've been reviewed, and that's how they do it. But I don't think anybody knew water is gonna cost this much money.
Oh, that's right.
My water only went up like $20. And I used to go and buy water, the big things, we had a water
Well, if you've
dispenser.
got a 3/4 service to your house, you should be fine.
Yeah.
But if you have a 1-inch or anything,
Oh yeah, no, it was 3/4. It was, Joe put 1 inch at first, then went and changed it, and then I found out, I'm like, oh, thank God you
I think
changed
the
it.
1-inch is $300 a month,
No,
something.
I don't understand that whole thing.
yeah.
So, okay, I think that's all.
Well,
And guys, I'm just gonna give you a heads up, and I know that you talked to Virginia. She come talk to you, Jenny?
Shoot, yes, sorry.
No, good, let's talk about it, because,
She said something to me, and I was
She's-
gonna bring it up.
yeah, she's gonna come in and talk to you guys at 3 o'clock, and again, I have to leave, so I'm not gonna be here. But,
Where's it that convenient?
yeah, but I'm just letting you know, I don't think that there's anything wrong with it, it's just that, you know, if you start doing this, thing with the campground, you know, to where we're gonna have designated spots and everything, I'm not sure Angie's gonna wanna go down there and check that thing. I mean, she might,
Yeah.
but Virginia said that she's down there every day walking her dog, and she wouldn't have a problem
Okay, good.
going down there and doing that.
Well, see, part of the idea of getting Randy moved in down there is
Is
that she
that-
would do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But, which is the other thing, have we made any progress on that spot for her, for the septic?
Now, I asked Dad about that septic, and he
Yeah.
said he has never pumped a septic
I
in that
imagine
area.
not.
So he don't know. He said the only, you'd have to get either Flo or, McCoy's.
Really?
Pioneer Plum, is it Pioneer Plum? I forget. To go down and
Locate it.
locate it for you.
Now, I did, well, for my own house, I used Arrow, and I didn't know where my septic tank was. And they put a little thing down the toilet and they found it.
Well, and Tad said that, McCoy has one of those.
Okay, good.
Something you drop in the toilet and flush it, and then it can be detected where it goes and
Yeah.
whatever.
Because I thought, oh God, I'm gonna spend $5,000, it's gonna be a nightmare. And they said, no, here it is right here, it's all fine.
Yeah, and there is like an electrical box there, but it
Yeah,
looks
it
to
is.
me like somebody was plugged
Do we-
into it and drove away.
Do we need to, so we need to
So
figure
it
out what
would
we
need
have,
repaired.
maybe we need to figure out what we have septic wise, and then maybe figure out how to get power.
We need to find a water line too.
And get a water line to her.
I wonder if it comes from the 4-H building out there. Wherever it is, bewitch it.
Yeah, but the bottom line is we need to make sure she's got water, power, and
So is Randy gonna do it? Stay down there, or?
Well, she said she would. We're gonna have a meeting Monday at the road department.
Not at the road department here.
I mean,
With-
here, yeah, the
with the
road
road
department here, and we'll reaffirm that. She's been holding off because she hasn't had a place, but it didn't seem to bother her.
No.
Yeah, no.
So,
Seems to be anxious.
but she did wanna put 2 horses down there when she was down there, so I think she might be motivated to move down. I think she'd move down there if she did, but we need to reaffirm.
And I don't know if her situation is the same.
Yeah.
So maybe she's not willing, so you're right, that's a good thing to.
Cause
Check
Virginia
out
mentioned that too,
electrical
something,
box.
I,
He said there's no
and I
use
kinda
for that
mentioned it to
electrical
her,
box.
that Randy was
But
gonna
it
do it at
certainly
one
came
time
from
and
the
move the
meters
camper
over
or
by the
something down there and
4-H
stay.
building, so maybe
And
it's
she
shut
says, well,
off.
I'm down there 2 or 3 times a day,
Well, we
walking
could
and
ask
walking,
her.
just
We could ask
going
her.
for drives and
I was
stuff. And I
thinking
said, okay.
yesterday,
And she's very personable.
we need one of those
Yeah,
pedestals
yeah,
over
and
there.
you tell her,
To Virginia
she'd be
Curls.
good doing
Yeah.
it.
Get us another pedestal installed over there, so
Yeah.
it's plugs
I
right
think
in.
she'd do a good job, yeah.
I assume that was that big box was for, but it was kind of
Yeah, and I didn't know,
mess, so to
I
speak.
said, I don't know if
Pedestals
it
look
would
very
be not till
good,
spring,
you know,
probably.
Right,
simple.
Ask it,
So-
and I just think we need to
once the real
do whatever
camping
we
season
need to do to
starts.
create a
Yeah.
spot.
I mean, as far
for
as
somebody.
checking
Yeah.
the money, that you always do. I mean, you have to do it,
Anyway, yeah.
I think you should do it at least every couple of months, because the one time they went down there, and it was only like a 6-month period, and there was,
Not much.
Yeah.
There's a lot more too.
And-
Yeah.
We,
and checks,
we-
that,
boy,
you know,
yeah.
checks only last for a
we
certain amount of
pocketed
time.
quite a bit of
Whatever,
Yeah.
I'm sure
it,
you
for the
did.
record.
Yeah, for the record. All right,
You brought that up.
I'm kidding, we don't
So
do that.
too, I will call Cliff or text him and tell him he can start, when he starts, I'd like to lock the gates,
Okay,
so nobody comes in or out or
I don't want anybody
anything.
getting hurt.
He can, yeah. We can, or at least shut them, the one of them, one I'll lock, probably the west one, the east one, I'll probably just shut them, so they can still get in and out. He's got his chipper thing, and he said that the chips he could take up to the dump, and they don't charge him. I said, okay, cause that was one other thing that I was wondering about.
Can you guys use those chips? Could you pile them over by the?
Well, and I wondered, Doug Raygard said that, I don't remember where it was at, but he had some that a guy got from him and filled some of his mud holes. Or can we use them like as a bed to put the gravel on
that's what I
over
was thinking.
at the camping spots?
Yeah, you might be
Then you
used for
might
that.
not need so much gravel,
Or
right?
even like over at the
At-
campground part,
Yeah,
just use that for the,
What kind of chips?
it'd be the wood
Wood
chips
chips.
from the trimming the trees.
down.
They're gonna take the smaller branches and they're gonna run them through a chipper. And then that stuff they were gonna take up to the dump, and the bigger stuff they were gonna cut. And then if somebody wants to, I don't know, do they purchase it,
No,
or they just
no,
come
they
and
can,
sign
I
it?
was just gonna mention that to you, because we just had somebody come in. They have to sign a release, a waiver of release that they won't, if something happens, they won't hold the county liable, you know? I have a copy of one, it might need redone because they're starting to get, they've been here forever, so they're starting to get light colored with copying so much. They sign it, I sign it, or you can do that, sign it, and they have to have a copy with them when they're cutting, saying that yes, they went to the county knows they're there, in case, you know, cops come or
Okay.
ambulance, whatever. And they have that paper with them, I have them, just here, but
Right.
that could be something you can do, it's no big deal, it's just them signing it, just a waiver that they won't hold us liable and sue us.
So do we wanna keep the chips for down there or have them taken to the dump? What do you think?
Recycle them. Yeah, I wouldn't take them to the dump.
I asked, also if the fair kids, if they needed something in their showroom.
That's what I was
And-
thinking, they should have a pile of them, they could
Brenda
use.
said she didn't think so, but I think if we have them there,
Mhm.
if we need them,
Yeah,
You'll end up using them.
You could pile them over, don't you have those concrete, I guess it would be on the east
yeah, you could
side.
have, so
Clean out spot.
to contain them and then put them in there.
Yeah,
They could do
or
that.
somewhere where they, and then, cause it's classic, it depends on how fine it's chipped.
that's what I was thinking.
If it's like sawdust, it's good bedding and all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff, so.
And if it's bigger chips, is what we've parked on them, with camper and everything, and it's just better than
Mhm.
dirt.
Better dirt.
Yeah,
It is better.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
No, I was just thinking that it could be a fire hazard, I don't know if they use them in other places and it's okay.
We have parked on them.
Hmm?
We have parked on them, so, yeah, wood's a fire hazard,
Mhm.
but
What is it?
Or we could use them as a
Base.
bedding thing and then the gravel over the top
Mhm.
over at the hydrants right now and see if that
Yeah.
works. Till we figure out what to do at the cowbells.
Yeah, I would keep them.
I would keep them. I think that even for,
I don't,
if they're there, they'll probably be used or something.
Right.
you'd be surprised how quick they'll go away.
Yeah, probably, huh?
They're great for landscaping, but.
Okay, so we'll find a spot for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that,
They wouldn't want to add them to our
Or at least
dump.
you got-
Facebook.
Huh?
is that Facebook?
Because we pay about
No,
$110
it's not,
all
it's
the
just
way.
Google that.
Each trip is paid
Well, I
and
don't-
each time.
she does
is
have
paid.
a site, and you wanna follow her?
$50,000 a month.
She
Yeah,
sells all this stuff.
Okay.
apparently.
Oh, okay. So she,
that would be great.
probably darn, looks like it's,
And she lives at Kirby.
yeah, okay.
You guys,
I haven't got.
Well, that makes sense
I think
because
that's all I got.
okay.
prior.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Keep
Right on
moving
the
forward on
enterprise.
this stuff.
Okay,
Just
And
big
that's
picture.
just up the road from
all
where
this
she used
crap
to
we
live.
can get
Yeah.
done before the end of the year.
okay.
It won't have to come out
Under
of
the fund.
ARPA,
Yeah.
not the fair board.
Okay. Okay.
I haven't
It'd be
got an
crap, all
address
this
or a
good-
phone
Well,
number.
that's,
Improvements I'm excited about the
Well,
camp.
I'm telling you, these little things will make a huge difference
She was a
If
nurse.
you go
when
down,
they're,
Liz
when
a
it's
nurse.
done.
going towards,
Just gotta get her
you've
done.
been to the fairgrounds, haven't
Okay.
you?
Like where the radios
Excellent.
are? Yes.
It's, that
That's
bridge
right.
you go over?
Yeah.
There's all that to the side with all it's a big circle you go around and there's it's called a convenience station or whatever, what's that thing? called?
information station, I think, kind of.
Yeah, well, there's that, but then there's the bathrooms too.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
the comfort
Probably go
station.
down it, yeah,
Yep.
go down there when there's not
Yeah,
traffic.
it's really nice.
There's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
nobody down there now. There was one camper
Lovely
Yeah.
camper.
yesterday or
I'll go
something,
down
but
there.
it's pretty, it's
Pretty
nice,
Yep.
nice and green.
Yeah, kids would love that.
No, yeah. And it's right by the river too. It's
Right
right
there.
at the river.
Oh.
A lot of people call about it. A lot of people call about it.
Yeah, I've had a few hunters
Mm-hmm.
wanting to come. How much do you charge? I said it's a donation on your honor thing. You have no hookups or anything, but the donation. Oh man, that sounds great. I'll be sure put, so that was last week, I think, so probably
It probably
today I should
needs
go check
checked,
some of
yeah.
it.
it
I
probably
did a
needs-
couple weeks ago, I think it was,
Okay.
maybe 3 weeks ago now.
And you have the fund money, the fund number to put the money,
Yep,
yeah, I gave
yep.
it to you.
Mhm. Yep, I'll
Okay.
do it today too, so. Okay, I'm
All
done.
right, that's excellent.
Yep,
Very good.
See ya.
have a good one. So Steve, you have anything?
Well, still just working away at the audit. I did work on, I think I have 2 questionnaires left that I had sent out, just generalized for our entity for the county. And I did send you guys one this morning that I started working on. There was a lot of like management or board questions that I felt would be necessary if you guys answered. And then we can meet. It wasn't really, it seemed more geared toward you guys and how you manage the